Welcome in to another Browns pregame show. Let me do a check real quick to make sure y'all can hear what I'm playing. I don't got my headphones.
Two left. The running back is Crowell. 18 seconds left. He's got the snap. Back to pass. Up in the pocket, shooting it long and deep, and it's picked off. They got it. Terrence Mitchell's got it, and it's all over here now. They can't take it away anymore. 11 seconds left to go. Mitchell takes the football. He's going to run it down to the best fans, the most patient fans in the league. Right to the dog pound. Up and in he goes. It is all over at First Energy Stadium, but believe me, friends, the party has just begun. Final score. They're climbing into the booth, Doug. They're climbing into the booth. The Browns have the ball.
That right there is the voice of the Browns. If you're a Browns fan, you know him. That's Jim Donovan. He's called the Browns games basically my whole life. I don't remember anybody else calling the Browns games. He passed away. RIP to him. Excuse me. He has called some of the most memorable situations that happened with the Browns. So we'll definitely always remember him as energy.
In the backfield, Nick Chubb.
Sudden he saw the cutback and he took it.
So this is him.
Unbelievable.
Can I jump in your float, Joe?
Wow. James Conner in the backfield on the right side of Big Ben. Motion by the tight end. McDonald down the line, left to right. And the snap goes high over the head of Big Ben, all the way back to the 2, to the 1. And the Browns have it in the end zone. And they dive on the ball and recover it for a touchdown. Carl Joseph's got it in the end zone. A touchdown.
Not a bad.
So you hear his energy. You hear his excitement. You hear his passion as he has called many, many games. That was one of our last really, really big wins. That was when it was during the pandemic. That was when we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. So definitely a great call that he had right there. Browns kicking off in about 19, 20 minutes or so. So this is going to be really quick and straight to the point. Browns fans are getting all their wishes all wrapped up in one game. So we're just going to run through everything that people have been calling for, Browns fans have been calling for. We've had Browns fans calling for Kevin Stefanski to give up play calling. He's given play calling to Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey will be in the booth calling plays. Browns fans have called for us to try DeJuan Jones at left tackle because Jedrick Wills has struggled so much. Jedrick Wills will be starting. Jedrick Wills will be out today. You see right here on the screen, he's inactive. DeJuan Jones will be starting at left tackle. So that's something people have been calling for. Wyatt Teller is back. Joe Matonio is there. So our offensive line is coming back intact. This year, Browns fans have been calling for Deshaun Watson to be benched and for us to go with Jameis Winston as starting quarterback. Today is the first game where we'll have Jameis Winston starting at quarterback. From the beginning, not in case of emergency or based on injury, he is starting the game. So these are all the things. Browns fans are getting all their wishes all wrapped up in one game. The only issue with that is the reason why it's happening. Browns are 1-6, failed season. We're not a good team. So now Browns are willing to try anything they can to see if we can turn things around after Deshaun Watson injury. We do have Nick Chubb back, so that's a plus. I'm not sure how much they'll use him. I know over the years, Browns fans have complained about Nick Chubb's usage because they like to keep him below 20 carries. I don't really see that changing. I believe he had about 11 carries last week, so I believe he'll probably be in the same vein. Bigsby or Kelsey. Oh, that's tough. I think I'll go Kelsey. Yeah, I'll go Kelsey. They got DeAndre Hopkins on the outside, so that should open some things up for Kelsey. Kelsey are making his mark on the game. Ooh, Dobbins, McLaurin, Adams, or Mooney pick 2. Of course, I like Dobbins. Always kind of hedge your bets with the running back. McLaurin is tough because I don't know if Jalen Daniels is going to be playing. They haven't decided if he's going to play yet, so that's tough. Devontae Adams, I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers right now. So that's tough. I think it will come down to McLaurin or Mooney, and that's if Jalen Daniels plays. If Jalen Daniels plays and it's not Mariota, I will go with McLaurin. Um, Otherwise, I'll go with Mooney. Devontae Adams is going to be the number one threat, so I don't see him having a big game. If anything, I can see Garrett Wilson going off and doing a little bit more. So yeah, I'll go Dobbins. It's always safe to go running back, especially with how much they run the football. Uh, so yeah, I would go Dobbins and then McLaurin if Jalen Daniels is starting. If not, I will go Dobbins and Mooney. If you have a special place in your heart for Devontae Adams. Tillman or Shepard for wide receiver. Oh, that's tough. Hey, I'm with you. I definitely think the Ravens, they do show weakness. They show weakness basically in every game. They let teams come back where, they're winning games, but they're letting teams back in it in the second half. So don't be surprised if we have a spark from just all the changes. And, we do pretty good today. If I was betting this game, I would definitely take the Browns and the points. I'd be hard pressed to see them cover that much. This is true. They do play down to their opponent based on who they have in front of them. If you look at their last 5 wins right here, besides them blowing out Buffalo, every game was within 1 to 2 scores. So besides Buffalo, everyone else kind of kept it in the game. And if you look at us, besides Washington, every game was within like 1 touchdown. So I definitely would take the Browns and the points. The last time I was looking at it, Browns getting 9.5. So I would definitely take the Browns and the points if I was a better man. Tillman or Shepard, that's tough. I would go Tillman. I think Tillman's going to get targeted a lot in this game, so I will go with Tillman. You saw the targets that he had last week after the Amari Cooper trade, so I would definitely go Tillman. Man, oh man, Kirk or Hurt. Man, y'all hit me with some good ones. I would go D Hop. I would go D Hop over Rashard Bateman, only because the Ravens don't put up a bunch of points when they play us, or if they do, it's a pretty close game. So I would go D Hop because they're going to be excited to showcase their new receiver that they got. Keenan, Pollard, or Bucky. I'm not the biggest. Come on, man. Mahomes or Bo Nix? Come on, man. Come on, man. What we doing? Kirk or Hurts? I would go with Kirk. Kirk Cousins definitely been putting on. He's definitely been putting on a show this year when he's been healthy. So he's been putting up points. So I would definitely go Kirk Cousins. Let's see, Flowers or Bigsby. Flowers was a late. Ooh, man, y'all hit me with some good one. Thomas Jr., Olave, Hopkins. Ooh, I'll go Hopkins or Olave. Flowers or Bigsby. The thing about Zay Flowers is, I don't know if you saw Zay Flowers. They just announced that he was going to be able to play, so that's a tough one. When you have a player who wasn't supposed to play going up against a pretty good secondary, and they're going to run the ball, that's tough. Tanker Jacobs, I will go Jacobs for sure. I've never done well anytime I've started Jacoby Myers. So Jacoby Myers has always not been good for me. So I don't know. Do with that as you will. Amari Cooper, Scary Terry. Man, you got to go Amari Cooper, man. They're gonna keep working him in. Smith or Hopkins flex. Ooh, Hopkins. I really like Hopkins this week. I like him a lot. I'm going Tank Dell. I think CJ Stroud should bounce back. I will go Tank Dell on that one. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Tanker Jacobs. I think I called that one. Amari Cooper, Scary Terry. I called Amari Cooper. McBride or Kittle. If you look at what's going on in San Francisco, they just got Debo. Debo's gonna play. So I would go Kittle. You got to go. Come on, man. Jared Goff or Dak? You got to go Jared Goff. Jared Goff has a chance to be the first quarterback with 4 games of 140 plus passer rating in one season. So you definitely go Jared Goff. Jared Goff is he's doing numbers. He's putting up numbers. So he's looking really great in that Detroit offense. Detroit probably has the best offensive line in the game. So they're going to be able to run the ball. Play action is going to be wide open. You definitely want to go Goff. I don't got faith in Dak like that, man. Oh, that's a tough one. Ingram or Joku. Uh, I want to say go Njoku. I don't know if that is me being a Browns fan or if that is me just thinking that Jameis might lean on the tight end for easy targets. Because basically Njoku is going to be our number one. To me, he's going to be our number one receiving threat. We've been trying to get Judy in there, but I think it's going to be Njoku. You see how many targets Njoku had last week. So I would go Njoku. But that could be me being a homer because I'm a Browns fan. So, take that with a grain of salt. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not calling the Browns. I'm not calling Browns win. I'm taking the Browns plus the points if I was betting. Man, that's a big ask, man. That's a big ask. 11-6, man. That's a big ask. Sway. Um, to me, I posted on my X account that I thought we were a 7-win team. Depending on what happens today, I changed that. Last week I changed that and said we're a 4-win team based on how we look. I don't know if I even want us to go 11-6. At this point, we have our first round draft pick, so I mean, we can do kind of like a flip. I wouldn't call it a rebuild, but we can do a flip, or we can get somebody. Shador is good, man, but if you don't have an offensive line, he's going to be running for his life. So I'm torn. I want to see how these quarterbacks finish the year. I'm torn on if we should go quarterback with our first round draft pick, or if we should look at our offensive line. I know nobody's talking about this because we like them, but Bentonio and Wyatt Teller have not been the same. Of course, man, I would love Travis Hunter. He's a star, man. Travis Hunter is a star. It's hard to say, can't miss draft picks. I think Travis Hunter might be a can't miss draft pick. Worst case scenario, you get either a lockdown cornerback, which you can always use. And as you see, as Emerson and Newsom, they've been getting a little bit more exposed this year. So, or you get a playmaker on offense. So, I mean, I think you can't go wrong with Travis Hunter. This is what I was about to say. Nobody wants to talk about it because we really like Joe Bitonio. He always shows up. He plays. Joe Bitonio and Wyatt Teller have not been the same the last about year and a half playing in the system. I know we love those guys. They are highly paid. But, after this year, not the way this year is unfolding, I think it's time for us to start looking at what we're going to do at guard. Would love for Chubb to have a great game. I just don't know how many opportunities he's gonna get. That's my only issue with Chubb. They are definitely slowing it down for him. They're walking him in. Let's take a look at something real quick. Because last week I don't think the opportunities were there for Chubb. And I remember them saying that he wasn't hurt or anything in the second half. So he had 11 attempts, 22 yards. So to me, I don't see this going. Yeah. I don't know if you heard me, Lucas. Jacoby Myers has never done anything for me. Anytime I had him in fantasy or prospects, anything, man, Jacoby Myers never did anything for me. So I would definitely go Jalen McMillan for sure. The thing is, man, one thing about Baker that I always remember, I remember when we were playing the Chiefs in the playoffs and our defense held them when Mahomes got hurt and Baker had the ball and he threw the interception. And from there, I just noticed that in pressure packed moments, Baker just doesn't look the same. Baker's going to put up numbers in the regular season for sure. But once you get to the playoffs, I mean, it's just not the same. Look at what he did last year. They beat a Philadelphia team that was crumbling at the time. And then they went to Detroit and Detroit just smacked them. And he's not the quarterback who can cover up mistakes. So one thing I realized, the Browns, whoever our starting quarterback is going to be, shout out to you, Lucas, for the like. I appreciate it. Shout out to Josh Allenstan for the follow. I'll follow you back after this. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. Stephon Diggs or James Conner to flex. See, I like James Conner a lot in that Arizona offense. Man, that's a tough one. See, Dang, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Um, Anytime it's a flex, I kind of lean to running back, so I would go James Conner. I would definitely go James Conner. Yeah, me too, man. We put so much into Deshaun Watson that I was hoping that it would turn around too. I know our fan base was torn on if they liked him as a person or not. But I was just trying to look at him strictly as a football player. We put so much into it, so I wanted to see it do better. All right, McLaurin, Flowers, Jacobs, or Mooney start one. Um, mm, that's tough. That's tough. Uh, see, I don't. Dang. Dang. All right, let me give you an answer. McLaurin if Jalen Daniels is starting. If not, I would go Mooney. MVP is tough. It's really early. It's hard to say that the MVP is not Lamar Jackson right now. He did sway. He definitely did look like himself against Jacksonville. It was like we took 2 steps back, 2 steps forward every time he did well. So I'm just not sure. I think it's mental. I don't think it's physical. I think the physical tools are there. When he is decisive, he can make the throws. Something was off mentally for him. He wasn't. I don't think his body was following through with his thoughts in the game because he was hesitant on a lot of throws. Yeah, I saw that about Jordan Addison. I don't know how a receiver number two. I don't know how a number two receiver can, make those type of comments on a 5-2 win team. So it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good to other teams. It really looks like you care more about your stats than you do about winning. So that's just a bad look for him. Because another team that goes and gets you, what do you think is going to happen? Do you care more about your numbers being crazy, or do you care more about your team actually winning? 5-2, man, I'm shutting up. I'm shutting up. You know what I'm saying? I really like Minnesota's defense, so I'm not saying nothing if I'm him. Yeah, I agree with you, Sway. Watson, we gonna still try to use him, but to me, yeah, he looks done for. He looks done for. Yeah, I agree with you, man. If they trade him, if they trade him to Carolina and he getting 20 targets and they never win a game the rest of the year, you think he's gonna be excited from leaving a team that is 5-2? Like he's just crazy. I I really like the Vikings defense. I don't know about Sam Darnold in the long run. I really like the Vikings defense. I really like Brian Flores. I like how aggressive he plays. I like how he disguises his defenses so well. Uh, he basically confuses every quarterback. You know what, Sway? Hopefully, Winston can definitely give us that push and he can do well. I'm worried about the turnovers because just like you said, he could be our Joe Flacco. One thing people forget is that Joe Flacco turned the ball over a lot. He turned the ball over a lot last year, a lot of picks. So I don't want him to be all the way Joe Flacco. I want him to put up some numbers. I would take one less touchdown per game than what Joe Flacco gave us last year, if that meant we had less turnovers than what Joe Flacco gave us last year. People just think about the regular season, but they forget that we got beat in Houston primarily because of Joe Flacco. Right away, when he threw that pick, I want to say it was in the second quarter. Shout out to Word Child for the follow. I'll follow you back after the stream. When he threw that pick in the second quarter, going into halftime, that kind of did it for us. I agree. I agree, Sway. I think that we have everything pointing to us turning this around, and the games that I think we had the best chance to win for the remainder of the year are going to be games against divisional opponents, just because they're always tough. So I think those are definitely our best opportunities to win. I agree with you there. I agree with you. I agree with you. Shout out to everybody jumping in the stream. It's been a great stream. I appreciate y'all putting all your comments in, asking me, who would I pick. It's funny because I don't know how many people you could go to their stream and they could just kind of talk to you about so many different players on so many different teams. So I don't know if that's a flex or I watch too much football. What team you rooting for, Evan? Let's see who has the worst record. Let's see who is also bad. Let's see. Let me go back. Man, oh man. I'll answer this in reverse. Yeah, I don't think Deshaun Watson's career is over, but I think him being an effective and good quarterback in the NFL, I think that's done for. Man, Evan, I feel for y'all because y'all paid Daniel Jones basically instead of paying Saquon. So y'all need a quarterback bad, man. Y'all need a quarterback bad, and hopefully this is the weird spot y'all in. Y'all don't want to lose y'all coach. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to keep y'all coach for the next quarterback because he was given the responsibility of Daniel Jones, and he got everything he can get out of Daniel Jones. So it's a weird spot because if y'all do end up getting a number 1 overall pick, what's the likelihood that your coach makes it through that transition for y'all to get, the quarterback that y'all want? That's the weird spot that y'all be stuck in. Yeah, but it had to be tough watching Saquon do what he did last week. You know what's crazy, Sway? So I don't live in Cleveland anymore. The game. So before the season, I looked at the schedule and I was like, the Giants, that's the team I know we can beat. So I was gonna fly home and go to that game. Man, I'm so happy I didn't. I've been a disaster. I'd have flew home and that would have been the game I went to. And unfortunately, the last game I went to last year, yeah, y'all defense is definitely looking really good. Man, Neighbors the beast. He's a beast. Yeah, Neighbors is a beast. Y'all, that was a great pick. Yeah, Neighbors is a beast. Your defense is good. Your defense is aggressive. I agree. We definitely had a chance to beat the Giants and the Raiders. Yeah, y'all are just a quarterback away, man. One thing that happens is when you're just a quarterback away, other players get a year older. That's what's happening to the Browns, and nobody wants to talk about it. Every player on our team is a year older than they were last year when we needed a quarterback just to hold us down. And we got players like Antonio. We got players like Wyatt Teller. They're getting older, man. They're not as dominant as they once were. Yeah, they're gonna. I'm surprised Tua's not wearing the Guardian cap. I'm really surprised by that. Just hoping Tua can stay healthy. Just hoping he can stay healthy first and foremost. He should be able to get Tyreek Hill the ball a lot. He should. I'm saying Tyreek Hill is going to probably have 12 targets today, at least 12, at least 12 targets. All right, it's running into kickoff, y'all. I appreciate everybody coming in to the stream. I appreciate all the questions. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the follows. Shout out to y'all for being here. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm not I'm not stable enough to watch the game while I'm on live because I don't want y'all to see how crazy I end up looking. Yeah, that contract could be a major mistake for Tua. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back after the Browns game. Just doing a recap of how the game goes. So I'll be back. I'll get back on maybe about 4 p.m. I'll talk about the Browns. I'll talk about all the 1 o'clock slate of games. Also, this is my X account. I post on X throughout the games, Off the Record Gaming. So check me out on there. If you just want to tap in and see how I'm viewing things as they happen in the game. I do this every Sunday, 30 minutes prior to kickoff for the Browns games. So I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to y'all. I'll definitely catch y'all in the next one. I'm not streaming the Ravens game. I'm about to jump off stream now so I can watch the game. Yeah, I'm not streaming the game though. So I appreciate everybody. Shout out to y'all. Have a good one. Hopefully your team does well, unless you're rooting for the Ravens. If not, I'll catch y'all